Mr. Mayor, Alderman, Alderwoman, good evening, thanks. Everything's been said that I have. It's interesting, I wrote down that there was a lack of transparency on this issue, lack of community involvement. The timing is atrocious. It dropped us on the people at the very last minute. And God help the name Bern Historic being dropped on an LLC to confuse everyone. You've taken a major step forward here in educating this community. I would seriously urge that, like the holy grail here seems to be Union Point Park. Sever that from the MOU. Have an MOU dealing with the two properties that I think everyone would like to see developed for downtown purposes. And treat the MOU on the Union Point, I would scrap it completely personally.
Yes.
But treat that as a separate issue. I think you've taken a big step tonight. I urge you to continue to involve the public as you move forward. This is our town. We trust you to manage it, include us in the process. Thank you.
I'm Laura Shophouse in 511. Yes. Good evening. I would like to say I'm very thankful for the Casper's desire to contribute to our community. What really disturbs me is, of course, number 3. Union Point Park is the smile that greets visitors coming across that bridge. So to take away from that front face that we put out to people coming to town, I believe is a big mistake. The property has history. It's been dedicated to important significances. It has been the peace tree of the Tuscarora Iroquois Nation was put on that property. That property has community and historical significance to this town. I am not concerned about you giving property or arranging for property for the Kesslers to put a hotel on the waterfront. It's that property. I understand part of the property in front of this and Broad Street is already owned by the city. Has anybody negotiated with the Shriners to see if they might be interested in giving up their part of that? What about Trent Court? You're already going to redevelop that entire waterfront. Why can't that be? This would be a fabulous development. They like to develop the waterfronts. They're going to give them lots of room to develop the waterfront, not squeeging them in to the middle of what we already have. There's a whole waterfront going on the other side between Riverside and Historic District and the downtown Historic District. It's one thing to investigate property for them to successfully put in development downtown in the way of retail and hotels. It's another to crowd it in to what is an important meeting place for this community. We're already getting overcrowded when we have events down there. The bathrooms, as you said, are essential. The New York Times did an article before we put up the clubhouse saying the major problem with Newburgh is not enough public access to bathrooms. And that was in the travel section of the New York Times. Well, you added the clubhouse, so you're going to take away another one. We also have hotel properties that aren't being utilized. The building between the DoubleTree and the Convention Center has not been rehabbed. How many hotel rooms is that? What about the hotel across the street? I mean, there are hotels to be utilized that already have buildings downtown. I think it'd be wonderful for them to develop part of our waterfront, but not that part. Thank you.
Susan Montecas.
Good evening, Mayor and Alderman. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I understand that the Kessler Collection has an outstanding reputation in the hospitality industry, and without a doubt, I believe everybody in this community was thrilled to hear that they have plans to buy, or if they haven't already, rehab the Alps building into an upscale hotel, and to develop a building with apartments and retail space on what is called the Talbot property at the corner of Craven and South Front Streets. And that was purchased with municipal service district tax money in the late 90s. And when the 1990 urban design plan pointed out the prominent building on that corner would act as an anchor to that block, the city had asked Swiss Air at that time, board member Marvin Raines, to work behind the scenes and purchase that property because it was owned by Swiss heirs and it was difficult to acquire otherwise. And it was, and this was done for the city. However, hearing they are also interested in constructing a hotel on the Manette Duffy site, which is an important part of Union Point Park, it has become very controversial, and I believe needs to be well thought out on what would really be the best interest of the community. That property, I was surprised to hear there's a land conservation fund there, because in the mid-80s, that 3-acre site was an abandoned tank farm and an abandoned gas station owned by the Texaco Corporation. And that property was acquired through the efforts of Swiss Bear in the mid-80s. Originally, the property was for sale by Texaco for $800,000, and we lobbied Swiss Bear, we lobbied Texaco officials on how important that property was to the redevelopment of Union Point Park. And in the end, Texaco delegated 2.2 acres to the city, and Swiss Bear bought 0.8 of an acre for $15,000 and gave it to the city to expand Union Point Park. The 1990 urban design plan incorporated the Texaco property into the redevelopment of the park. The city's plan to use the payback money from the UDA, an urban development action grant of $1.6 million, that federal grant that made the Sheridan project on the Trent River possible in the mid-80s, the city found there was not enough money in that fund to move forward with phase 1 redevelopment plans for the park. Swiss Bear then organized a fundraising campaign called Put Your Mark on the Park, and that had great community input and raised over $350,000. The city responded to the community's generosity and completed both phases, which included the additional adequate parking and new bathrooms on that Texaco site. Removing 2 important amenities, the bathrooms and parking, which are needed and used by the public at large and those who spend time at the park, attend the many major events.
It's 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah? Okay. I'm sorry. All I want is, I'll conclude saying, I just hope that the citizens of this community can be reassured in the end, whatever is designed and developed will be in their